Hey guys, welcome back to the Sensu Pop channel. I had a short discussion with Renee, owner of TCG Collectibles, today about the event cards reprint, so let's talk about this. Bandai has today given us something that the community has been asking for, which is a reprint of this highly sought after Draft Box 4 Son Goku ape. This ape was going at a whopping 120 USD prior to today's announcement, and it's really in need of a reprint. Now that it is reprinted and we can already see that the prices are coming down, is this a good thing? If you're interested to know, this is what this video will be attempting to answer. So let's get the main point out of the way. Is this card urgently needed of a reprint? The answer is a straightforward yes. There is simply no discussion here. The card is highly splashable and gives a lot of decks some urgently required defense against a meta where hidden destruction strategy is getting more and more common. So if a reprint is required and a reprint is announced, what problems do I have with this again? To answer the question, I will need to talk about one very important aspect of what makes a TCG successful. We are going to talk about the secondary market and a stable secondary market. For a TCG to thrive and survive, one of the very important things is to have a stable secondary market. When cards are valuable and stable in the secondary market, players will feel incentivized to buy booster packs and boxes because the cards are valuable. Buyers will be confident to buy from the secondary sellers because prices tend not to fluctuate too much, and due to the stability and demand, it will also attract collectors to the game due to the perceived investment nature that collectors are naturally attracted to. The problem with reprints like that is not so much as the card being reprinted as to why the card has to be reprinted in the first place. Sometimes a reprint of a card is justifiable and is required, so it has to happen, like in this case. However, it is also equally important for us to understand what caused a card to be reprinted. In this case, the reason was that Bandai made a huge mistake with the release of Draft Box 4 and wants to correct it. The Draft Box 4 is a bad product. Low pull rates, high number of high rarity cards, stores not getting the amount of pre-orders that they put in, and a low print run resulting from some unfortunate distribution issue caused most cards to be expensive. I've heard that if we were to buy around 20 draft boxes, we will still not be able to get a playset of the SRs. Products like this cause instability in the secondary market. As the number of products in circulation are scarce, it is a prime target for buyouts, with players who want to remain competitive in the game having no other options than to buy the cards at the exorbitant asking price of such sellers. And it is not about just biting the bullets and buying the cards. Another problem with that is usually with this type of cards, they do have a high tendency to be selected for reprints in future products. So players, more than just spending a large amount of their hard-earned cash on the cards, have to contend with the added layer of insecurity of buying cards like that, hoping of what they bought today will not be reprinted tomorrow, which is what exactly happened to the Grey Ape Son Goku. Disclaimer, I do not own any copies of the card, so I'm not feeling salty here, but my heart is still with those who do and have bought them recently. Do not confuse high price of a card as a sign that the secondary market is strong. The secondary market wasn't strong, it was actually toxic, ridden with buyouts and artificial prices. So is the reprint a good thing? Yes, it is required and I am happy. However, there are also players who are hurt by it. Moving forward, I think it is just better for the card game if products like Draft Box 4 and maybe 5 do not exist, so that the secondary market would be more stable. We want to strive to avoid reprints like that where some players in the community will saw their investment goes down the drain in one announcement. However, I do not have a shred of sympathy for those who are part of the buyout. You are part of the problem. So again, is the reprint good? Yes, absolutely, 100%. But let's also hope that moving forward, we do not find ourselves in such situations where a card like this has to be reprinted, so to avoid all this unnecessary drama in the middle again, right? So how many players do we lose and how many players were angry over that? Let's try to avoid that in the future. The good thing is that it really seems that Bandai is listening and is actively trying to correct the issue caused by the products. Draft Box 5 is getting another print run, which is unprecedented, and Bandai is also giving us reprints of of Draftbox 4 cards in future products. Mistakes will be made, nobody is perfect. Maybe I'm naive, but judging from the actions of Bandai, I truly believe that they are listening and the card game is in good hands. So thank you Bandai for listening.